Hi guys, it's me, Tianna Jones, also known as Cali Fae, and I'm here today with the All Lives Do Exist Sustainable Development Goal number 7, Affordable and Clean Energy Global Peace Summit 2022. And we're here today with people from all over the world. Welcome. Our first special speaker is May. Welcome.
Yeah. So good evening, good morning, good afternoon, the host of the session and all the speaker today. Yeah. And so proud and honored to be here with the World 7. I'm Leti Mang, a teacher of English, the president of high school in Vietnam. Nice to meet you to all, and say best wishes to all of you today. And in my presentation, I will share about some reason to be optimistic about affordable and clean energy. Yeah, and you can see that the energy section still dominated by fossil fuel is largest contribution to greenhouse gas emission. And we know that people and nation need reliable sources of energy to power hospitable life school and to safely cook, heat, and cool their homes. And we know that we need to switch to sustainable energy. And yet, despite progress, we are not on the track to meet our climate goal and achieve sustainable development goal 7, universal access to clean, affordable, and reliable energy. Yes, and much more, I think, need to be done. But the clean energy solution that can get us there exists. And there is a growing militant to make the political and investment priorities. Here are 5 reasons to be optimistic about clean and affordable energy nowadays for all the countries in the world. And first, clean energy is a smart investment, I think, right? And fossil fuel used to be less expensive than cleaner energy. But this is changing. You know, renewable are becoming more affordable every year, and some options are now cheaper than fossil fuels. And the prices of solar energies, for example, has decreased by 89% since 2010. And it is now cheaper to go solar energy than to build a new coal power plant in most countries in the world. And solar is now cheapest electricity in history. And amid exceptionally changing years, and despite maybe suffering setback, and renewables sector has shown some renewables. For example, I will show you some reason to prove that solar energy is very smart and reliable and cheaper. About the solar energy, there are some lot of benefits. Solar energy has the least negative impact on the environmental issues. For example, compared to any other energy I mentioned, it does not produce greenhouse gases and does not pollute the water, pollute the environment. Since you will be meeting some your energy needs with electricity, your solar system has generated, your energy bill will drop every year, I think. And solar energy can be used to produce electricity in area in most countries without access to the energy grid and water in region with limited clean water supplies. And to power satellite in space, solar energy system, I think, generally don't require a lot of maintenance, I think. And the second reason that it is true that every person, every country addresses great importance on the health. I mean that health is very important to everyone in the world. Only when using clean energy will they have many opportunities to have good health, prolong their life expectancies, I mean longer expectancies, improve the quality of human resources, labor force, I mean, and then develop economy of each country, each nation. Especially nowadays, the whole world is facing many natural disasters, epidemic and natural disaster. I mean, people must be aware of these global issues, and they have to wake up and choose for themselves clean energy, affordable energies, clean energies to minimize urgent environmental issues, problems. And the third reason is that clean energy can power a green recovery that leaves no one behind and is in line that the Paris Agreement in the world. I think that clean energy is a win-win solution to recover from COVID-19 pandemic. It can improve healthcare for the one poor. Reliable supply of electricity is a key for health to everyone, to every nation, I think. Clean energy also is an energy for job creation as well. The energy transition can create 18 million jobs everywhere by 2030. Even when accounting for the losing fossil fuels job, investing renewable fossils could create near 3 times as many jobs as investing fossil fuel nowadays. Especially the COVID-19 pandemic crisis has accelerated for healthier, greener cities. So it is I think the global issues. We have to find out some more affordable and clean energy to protect people and to make people healthy. And the third and the fourth reason is that every tens of millions of people get clean energy. I mean that more and more people in the world can access to clean, affordable energy. Between, for example, 2010 to 2018, 411 million people gained access to clean electricity. It is optimistic view, yes. However, population growth in some part of the world offset this process. And the number of people without electricity everywhere in some area, yes, also has some. And we have to find out more solution to help more and more people in the world to access to the clean and affordable electricity. And I think the last but not least reason the year 2021, year 2022 will be the years of global action for sustainable energy everywhere, for every nation. In September 2021, for the first time in 40 years, the United Nations will hold the high-level dialogue on energies organized by UN Energy. This event will be important for countries, businesses, social, civil society, and international institutions. And I think that we know that it can power a green recovery and transmission to sustainable future, new wind, new future, sustainable wind. I think that it is the duty of each nation, of each person, and especially some educator, all the teacher, all the student in all the school everywhere has to be educated about the importance of using sustainable and affordable energies. I think some young scientists should find more and more solution to use sustainable and affordable energies. For everyone in the world will use clean energies to make our life healthy and to raise life expectancies for everyone. And I think it is the duty of all the nation and all the person, I think. So in my presentation today, I will share something about the World 7, about this. And I want that you will have more better idea. Yeah. Thank you very much, and best wishes to all of you. Thank you. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you. And you're right, we need affordable energy, and that can be done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our next special guest today is Professor Dr. Huma Shah.
Yes. Am I audible to everyone? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you so much, dear Tianna, for inviting me. And this is Professor Dr. Huma Shah, Managing Director of Global Trainer Academy, co-founder of GCC, International Mental Health Trainer and Consultant, as well as the pathologist and professor of endocrinology. Okay. So today we are discussing about affordable and clean energy, United Nations Sustainable Development Goal number 7. And it is itself a powerful goal we are discussing today. So I'm going to share some sort of tips and tricks, benefits in achieving goals. So how can we relate with the goal number 7 in a couple of minutes? So the goal number 7 focuses on a global effort to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all of us. Now, first of all, the point is that what will be the benefit of this clean and affordable energy for all of us? Is that, especially I simplify and modify all the sentences in a very simple way, not in a complex way, so that everyone can each and every one of the listeners can easily understand and the awareness can go better and better. That the clean energy provides a variety of environmental and economic benefits, as our earlier speaker said, including a reduction in air pollution, A diverse clean energy supply also reduces the dependence on imported fuels as well. The most important part is how to achieve the goal, as we have already time frame calculated agenda that we have to achieve our goals till 2030. But we cannot achieve any type of goal if we do not understand and determine the main purpose of the goal. Investing in solar power, investing in wind, the thermal power, improving the energy productivity, and ensuring energy for all is really, really vital. If we are to advise SDG goal number 7 by 2030, it means that we are expanding infrastructure and upgrading the technology to provide clean and more efficient energy in all the countries, and that all the countries will encourage the growth and will help the environment too. All the sustainable development goals correlate with each other, especially goal number 5 and 6 more effectively and more potentially collaborate with goal number 7. By using renewable resources, energy can be generated in carbon responsive. This is some technical statement what I am giving you right now. The cost-effective manner that also creates the job opportunities for the young youth and also for the better future of different philosophies. Providing a workable and affordable solution that will help our planet healthy. And believe me that we have an immense potential for renewable and affordable energy. We have that potential to save and clean energy, to afford energy, to work with energy, and to show this skills globally as well. So the most important part to all of our listeners and the followers as well, that how can we get all the energy and how can we save the energy, because goal number 7 is something sort of very technical and very mechanical sort of goal we have. So we have to understand it in a very determined format, not in every format. So things to do upgrade for afford and to clean energy and to how to achieve that energy, I have created 4 to 5 points in which I'm going to discuss it with you all, so that everybody can get to know that what is actually mean by this goal and what is basically actually the agenda of this goal. That you can go with any charity, support and donation will make a big difference and a great contribution in energy. It's related to those countries who definitely want some help and they are underdeveloped countries. Those countries who are facing a lot of crisis and economical deficits in their countries, especially when we go towards Asia continent. Then how to save the energy is to switch off your appliances. Turn off the lights when you are not using them. This is not only goes to me or goes to you. It will goes to each and every person of you. Either you are adult, either you are senior citizen, either you are a child, either you are baby, either you are related to any age group. If you don't know how to save energy, you won't be able to understand the goal number 7. Now, turn off your air conditioning while not in use and try to stay in open window. As just I am sitting right now in open window. So to save the energy is to afford the energy. The sentence and the statement and the description is itself. If you want to save the energy, you have to afford this energy. And how to afford this energy? To save that energy, to own that energy, to love your things, to be a beneficial for your country, for your world, for your planet. Don't use multiple devices at one time. Don't use multiple devices at one time. Use solar energy resources, install solar panels, which will gonna be a very better option for the saving energy. And this is something really in and appropriate and very useful things nowadays in each and every country, especially I'm highlighting Asia continent. Because you know the sustainable development goal number 7 cannot be described in a given time frame of 5 to 10 minutes. But yes, firstly, we should have to understand that what is the basic meaning of this sentence, to afford and clean energy. Then we have to move on to the targeting, to the achieving targeting, to the bonus pointing and all other things. And more to sustain, more to clean, and more to effort. And we all have, including you, including me, including every one of you, all we have that potential, immense potential to sustain, to recognize, and to clean, and to save the energy. So this is what I really mean to understand all of you, that please try to understand the basic concept, that how to afford and clean energy, and then go towards achieving the goal. If you won't be able to understand and determine the main purpose, you won't be able to achieve any sort of goal. So I just really hope that I explained in a very simple and realistic and a very given short time frame. Thank you so very much, dear Tianna, and all the speakers and listeners for listening me so patiently. Thank you.
Thank you. And I believe you're right. We have to teach people how to conserve on their energy, and that's the first step. So thank you so much. Our next special guest today is going to be Tianna Tiwari. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tianna. We just want to say, first of all, I want to say thanks and congratulate for your new achievements. Every day, your achievements motivate us, and most of us inspired by your actions. So as we are at 7th goal today, clean and affordable energy, before I start, I would like to thank Ms. Lee Thi Mai Anna from Vietnam for his valuable and insightful presentation. And
Thank you.
after that,
Thank you very much.
after that, Professor Dr. Huma Shah is, you explain very well, very practical manner. So I was supposed to tell this point, but you tell very well. I mean, I really appreciate all the speakers here, Dr. K.J. Varghese sir, Honorable Sanjana Nair madam, and our very own Prasad Jaladi sir. He's a global citizen, social entrepreneur, and he's expert in this field. So with the permission of our host, Honorable Tianna Jones ji, I would like to invite Prasad Jaladi sir for a few words.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tianna, and thank you, Dr. Tarun Tiwari ji, for bringing me up. Tianna, you inspire every day, inspire me every day rather, in bringing up these things which are timely and most needed, the distinction of the history in humankind journey. So just to remind on a few things, UNSDG, previous speakers spoke eloquently about the things that we need to take care and about the SDGs, but I would like to be brief on a few things and give path to the other speakers so that I would just listen and learn more. Having said that, UN SDG has 7 UN SDG 7 has 5 targets, and if we flip that into what's really going on in terms of energy and its consumption, here is the list. 2.5 billion people are still having are living with dangerous and inefficient cooking systems. 759 million people lack access to electricity even today. We need modern renewable energy systems. To list up where we are at, even at the consumption of modern renewable energy systems, 24% of electricity sector has been coming through the renewable systems, and heat sector is using something like 9.2%, and the transport sector consumes 3.4%. We're not there yet, but we all have to join hands to do things differently than what we are. Professor and Dr. Huma eloquently suggested that we all need to take care of several steps as individuals, so that we would save a lot of energy. And I would expand it to our buying things also, like, we buy clothes and everything needs power nowadays. Actually, we wouldn't be using so many clothes also, because I know for myself, they're all sitting in closet most of the time. Don't laugh at me, I learned these things hard way. Otherwise I'm one who is doing these things as a lifestyle, as a peer pressure, whatever you name it, I'm there. But now my mission is not to be part of the problem, but to be the part of the solution. So here I am talking about these few things, how we simplistically do things in an easy way, so that we don't use energy much. Of course, we are heading into summer. Many countries have no power, right? So how do we help them? Locally, perhaps we wouldn't be using much electricity, and help governments to transfer the same electricity to the other parts of their own country, maybe districts, maybe states. That way, we would not only be active in understanding and taking care of our fellow citizens within the same district, within the same communities, maybe within the same state to begin with. That's why we would avoid a situation putting our fellow citizens into the extreme heat situations. That's one simple thing, and kind actions would also lead, so that we put some pressure on governments and make things work, like certain things that we helped each other during COVID time. Not only that, with the energy consumption that we have as humans, even birds have an issue, right? We've been talking about using lighting, right? So they are our fellow global citizens. If we want to seriously look at them, they are little creatures without voice. So how do we save them too? By saving electricity. Just turn off the lights, including street lights in night times, wherever there is not much harm, not much danger in travel, or everywhere within the cities or communities, so that we not only save electricity but also help birds that are obviously migrating from continent to continent, or from one place to another place. That way we would show our humanity again, consuming electricity safely before and economically, and less before we figure out a full-fledged way, so that we would generate and consume electricity very responsibly. By the way, we might be getting excited about so many technologies. Please make sure that we would inject circularity also into these things. For example, solar panels. We can't do a mistake in a way that they would come back and bite us again. We need to deal with these heavy metals that are harmful for our health also. So have a backup plan, and ask your communities or folks whoever are installing this kind of energy systems, where these things do go back when we decommission these things. That's how we would also not only save the energy, but also include circularity into the system, so that we don't consume much energy to make all these things to sustain. Thank you again for this opportunity. I hope I said few things that might be interesting, and help us to work together so that we can save a lot of, not only save a lot of energy, but also generate more energy, including biofuels, etc. We have to go all in with all the technologies available, and we, at the same time, we need to be cautious, learning upon our previous mistakes, so that we wouldn't be sitting here and talking about these issues after a decade or so. With that, thanks again, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, Prasad Jaladi sir. Really very interesting figures, because 24% from renewable energy, we have to shift, we have to increase this percentage. And now I would like to tell my host, Tianna, Dr. Tianna ji, for few words. Thank you.
Thank you. So he had an amazing perception on how the world works with evolution, but also his technique was the reverse of what can happen with new advanced technology. So the awareness that, yes, we can have solar panel energy distribution, but the metals of what could happen to the human body of anatomy after having this evolution be distributed after 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years may have a mental impact on the mind. So the mindset here is that we have to test these solutions out, and somehow we have to test them out in a safe environment so that people will be able to use these sustainably, but not have an impact to harm humanity. So again, this is a great way of understanding. And yes, it was very interesting, because with that being interesting, it brings awareness of people who are developers, economic developers, people who have inventions, to be very cautious with the materials and metals they are using, but also to determine the science behind the action of why we're using it and how we're using it. So this is a very important topic to discuss. We want to give clean energy in the most sufficient way. We want it to also be tested and accredited for its solutions, determining what it can do to not just the human body, but the animals and the earth as well. So this is very huge for setting a sense of understanding for the Earth's core, because right now we want to watch all the sustainable development goals, because with one comes another. So we have all these goals, we have all of these goals, and all these goals somehow have something to do with each other and are connected. So this concludes day 3, health and well-being. This concludes all different types of sustainable development goals that have something to do with each other. As you can see, you do not have one without the other. You have to be optimistic to see what the value is. Now, my understanding here today is to get solutions, to get the history, to get how to give present information and accountability awareness through technology and media. Again, we are using advanced technology now, which is key of using not just the internet, but the source of the spirit of God within us, the faith, the hope for people, right? Because it's the mindsets of the people to determine what inventions will be pursued, what creations will be studied, and what discoveries will come. So here today, we're discussing this major topic, and solar energy is now a new advanced technology within the last 10 to 20 years, and people are using it in cars. They're developing more inventions for solar panel homes, panels on top of their homes. And another one to really focus on is solar panel energy in greenhouses, on the top of the greenhouses. This is a solution for, again, what the previous speaker had spoke on, Dr. Gelati, because when there is something, there is always a reverse. So if there is a reverse, what can we do? The mindset says to me, God says to me, that the reverse could be a positive or a negative. And this reverse can go more than one dimensional way. So with this being said, the solar panel energy can be used in a source of all energy perception to create more energy given from the weather, given from the earth, given from the universe, given from the sun. So we want to take this energy and we want to form it into compacted ways of solar molecules. And these molecules can be stored, because everyone's wondering, how are we going to store this energy? The energy can be stored into the panels, but we want to make sure these panels are tested. That's the key here, is making sure those panels are tested. And with that being said, the communities need to have it affordable. We need to make it affordable for everyone, just as SDG yesterday was clean, affordable. You know, we want to make everything affordable for everyone. So SDG should be affordable. Each goal should be affordable. Now, if we focus on the service of the communities and the service on homes, we can have this technology put in every home all over the nation, all over the world, in every country of every nation. And this combines what? Revenue. This will help economic development and growth, because with this growth, we can see that people will be able to get the knowledge, but also get to learn advanced technology has a reverse and has a scale of new advanced understanding and information, but we want to help people also be able to afford it. Now, here's another idea here that you guys could really focus on. This is a really good one. People say, well, how are we going to afford this? We are in the world. Some of us are hungry. Some of us are living in poverty. Some of us are living in so much different precise understanding of development, because some development hasn't reached their countries. Well, here's the key. If we teach the students and teach the youth in many schools, as I see we have a teacher here from Vietnam, what we can do is develop a class and a directed project that can build the solar panels. And then what we're doing is we're giving that technology, right, to the schools, to their homes, to the parents. And if each student took one solar panel home, just to test this theory of if this can actually create value, you don't have to start big. You can start small by making a tiny greenhouse, as big as a tiny box here, and see how this energy and see how this perception, and have the students study this energy. As this energy will be studied as years to come, we must have the understanding of how this product works, how this producing energy works. And is this affordable? Yes, because as we have different materials that are able to be accessed through the internet technology, we can access the materials off of Amazon. We can access the materials off of different parts of technology's advancements, and then it can be shipped to your homes. It could be shipped to the schools. And by that being said, you are creating value in the youth, and you are creating value in what's the generations to come, because you're giving people acknowledgement and awareness that this can be an existence of coming. So by doing this, you're giving people hope, you're giving your students hope, and you're teaching them characteristics, goals, percentage shares of how the money can be, financial, because you're teaching them finances as well. You're teaching them how to keep their finances affordable for cost of solar energy. You're also teaching them how to balance a budget, because they need a budget to make this happen. Maybe they have $10. Maybe that's their allowance. Their allowance may be, this is an example, $10. If they have $10 and you look up the materials, and you as the leaders of the youth buy the materials in bulk because you have 30 students, you have 60 students. In a school, you have 500 students, you have 1,000 students. You get with the other teachers and you get with the other faculty, you get with the people that you are already working with. They can come together to make a bulk purchase. When they make this bulk purchase, you bring each student to bring $1 to $10 for each individual material that needs to be purchased. And then you go and you make sure that this is a safe thing to do. So you will be doing this assignment yourself to study this first before you subject it to the youth. Once you're done with this assignment, make sure you write me at Caligirlbooks LLC .2020@gmail.com and let me know how this assignment went for you, just to see if this thesis, if this theory of research can work. Again, this way you will be able to show more than one fundamental of SDG here. We're trying to find solutions. You're trying to learn research. You're trying to give information of value. You're trying to give development, economic development, because we need the world to produce so that we can circulate what is big. Everybody wants money. We need to make sure that people can get that understanding that it is the youth that comes after us. So the people that are aware of what's going on in the world, like Dr. Jaladi, there's more value that you can bring here because you are all connected and you are all connected with a higher power within yourself. Like I've been mentioning, all lives do exist and women's lives do exist with equality. That has more than one connection. These have more than one connections to do with this SDG 7, but all the SDGs, and you won't have one without the other. Now, once you're done with this project, make sure you write 5-paragraph research paper on how your students emotionally connected and mentally connected with the projects. Submit that to myself, and I will submit that to many universities in the United States, giving an advancement for your opportunities because you are all from out of the country. So you need more opportunities to make your voices be heard, to get people to hear the justice in your service that you are doing. Now, again, start with a little box and, an 8x12. It doesn't have to be something huge. You're starting with what you can afford and with value. If we can go and afford, certain things in our lives, we can make that attempt to bring this directed project to awareness. Now, I am also a director of the Glory Foundation, Future Foundation for 600 children. We will be showing them and showing these projects are sustainable for development before 2030, before 2023. The goal here is it's not a race. What it is it's the way that we all have to unite to give our service, to give the information, and to show that this information can be done. With the value of consumption and the value of portioned balance, the balance starts within the mindset. Then the balance spreads from the mindset to the youth. And with that value is, yes, our world will be able to develop quickly, not just the awareness we have, but the awareness that we're teaching, as the teachings are very important. As Dr. Huma Shah said, we have to give them the information. If we give them the information of teachings, of correction, then yes, anything can be done. Now it is their choice if they are going to listen, just like it is your choice to be here today to speak upon this SDG goal number 7, affordable and clean energy, because there's more than one way of thinking. Okay, so if we're thinking, how can we make it affordable? Okay, the key here is many ways, even financially. If we bring this awareness to the world, and once you have all your research papers turned in, and this awareness can be turned in globally, that this is sustainably able to be developed, what will happen then is your voices will circulate throughout the entire world, and people will actually listen to you. It won't matter if you have an honorary doctorate. It won't matter if you have a degree. What it's going to matter is if your sustainable development of your mindset actually reached to the point where you gave yourself the option and the purpose of development to show that this can be happening worldwide. Now, this doesn't have to just be in an elementary or middle school or a high school. This can happen in universities. This can happen in colleges. So again, get with your tech and IT programs. Get with the people that are with the universities and the colleges. Utilize the fact that your interns are your students. Utilize the fact that they are also the future. Focus on mentoring 1 to 5 interns or students that are with the IT and technology programs. Dr. Gelati, this is very important for you. As you focus on your opportunities, you're also focused on the people that you have access to, the youth that you have access to. Again, Anna. This is the people that you all have access to, which is what? You guys are teachers, professors, doctors, scientists, lawyers, judges. You have access to the humanity. You have access to the youth. Utilize this very wisely and take this technology advancement, as I am part of the evolution of advanced technology. You can use this mindset to overcome the process of negative energy in the mind and the positive energy to stay to the light and consume more light of energy. When you change your mindset and you decide to make this big leap of change, this will bring more sustainable development goals naturally. You don't have to force this on students, or you don't have to force this on communities. What you can do here is take this impact of factual facts and the history, like Dr. Gelati said, the history is very important, but now is your time to circulate the information. And as directed to, there is a higher power of existence, which we are all aware of. Utilize that perception and that acceptance, and you can give the youth a more value. So again, it's affordable through bulk and using technology, spreading the awareness through media, which I am at the University of Phoenix in the United States, getting my bachelor's of science applied in psychology, concentrated on technology and media. And you will be able to get the right understanding from the projects, and you may learn something at the same time. You may feel different. You may feel renewed with renewed energy. This is a new time, and it's a very critical time, because we're not just talking about one type of energy. We're talking about more than one type of energy, and that's the energy that is in anatomy in the human body, which is also a holistic approach. It's also a positive energy to determine your fate, to determine your destiny. So this is very, very critical in this time right now. So with this being said, again, what is your purpose? Your purpose is to live a long, lasting, healthy, higher power of pursuit life, okay? Your purpose is to give the information to the youth, to your colleagues, to your facilities, and to really focus on your inner growth and your inner mindset. And again, this can be affordable, because look at our finances. Look at the things that you may be paying for now. And if you're struggling to make this happen, start with a smaller mindset of day-to-day purpose scale of pursuit. It takes one day at a time to make a difference. After you do the same thing over and over and over again, you will have a great impact. So again, remember, it's repetitive theory, repetitive thought of positive energy, repetitive awareness of checking your own inner thoughts. Wait, am I supposed to be thinking that? am I supposed to be feeling that? That doesn't make me feel good if it's not positive. If it's negative, then you know this isn't what you should be thinking and feeling. That's one way to think about this energy pursuit of SDG 7. The second way is to say, okay, again, solar energy. Obviously, a child created it, okay? A child was one of the first people in India to create this advanced technology. Well, that shows you if a child had those type of gifts of consumption of energy within himself to connect with the higher power. I'm sure you all want that same power of love, light, and compassion. Again, this can decrease illness and disease, and also physically and mentally. So physically and mentally. So again, this is how SDG Day 3 comes into play with health and well-being and has something to do with it. Then you also have SDG 7 here, and we're discussing energy and affordable energy. Guess what? It's free. It's free to change your mindset. It's free to learn and teach that advanced technology, that an existence of a higher power of what we all call God of different names and different religions. We all have the same creator of the earth and of the human beings and spiritual beings of within. So this is your key here today. Leave here today with the accountability and also the information to be known as this is an existence. All lives do exist. Women's lives do exist with equality. And make sure you stay aware. By you staying aware of your mental stability and also your capacity of what you can do, because you know your body and you know your mindset and you know what you're capable of doing. This can proceed to pursue the best happiness and joy and peace of your life that can bring. Again, it's affordable, it's free. This is a free thing that you can do to bring knowledge and awareness spreading globally. As you use technology, which is the internet, and media, which is the news, and also other places to get this information out through publications. Again, you can contact me at Cali, C-A-L-I, Girlbooks LLC .2020@gmail.com, and I will publish your research papers. I will publish your videos, and I will publish your information in the United States of America. That way we can show that this advancement of advanced technology actually works, because we are focused on the energy spread, because again, what you put into the universe comes back. And what most people don't understand is the universe exists within. So this is another key thing that I want you, an exercise I want you to do with your students, okay? When you close your eyes, I want everybody on this call right now to close their eyes. Go ahead, close your eyes. Close them. What do you see? Either you're gonna see black, you're gonna see stars. If you start rubbing your eyes, you're gonna see the universe when you close your eyes. This is huge. Then go ahead and rub your eyes if you do not have makeup on, but if you do, rub your eyes and you will start to see stars. You'll start to see light within your eyes. This is huge. I developed this advanced understanding when I was 2 years old. So go ahead and rub your eyes just go like this and rub them. You will start to see the universe. 2 hands, use 2 hands and focus. Release all energy in your body to focus and love and light. No negative thoughts. Do not let your mindset, get in the way of what you can discover here today. Okay? Now, once you find out that this is a very huge understanding, you have found the universe that exists within you. And then when you open your eyes, you should feel clarity of joy, and you should feel clarity of peace, because God exists in the living of anatomy in the human body, which means the universe exists in anatomy of the human body. So this is a proven scale that this exercise you can do with your students. You don't want them to rub their eyes too much, but you want to show them what exists within them. Now, this is the first thing to do, along with the other project that I directed you to do, and email me about your research papers. And this is making a small solar panel energy box that you can lay outside so the sun can attract. And you guys will Google how to create this with your IT department, with your tech department, and it's affordable. Like I said, it's free to change your mindset. It's free to look within, because SDG 7 has to do with energy, but it also has to do with day 3 health and wellness, because you're helping your mental health and you're helping your physical health, and you're getting rid of mental illness, and you're preventing mental illness in your children and the youth, and you're preventing mental illness in yourselves, and you're getting rid of physical illness, because first starts mental illness, then comes physical illness. There's never one without the other. Everything in the world and in the universe is connected. We are all connected, not just with each other, but we are connected within the spirit of the higher being. Now, with that acceptance, you will be able to discover your true meaning and your true potential. Again, what is your potential? It's endless. Look at your occupations. Look at your degrees. Look at how much drive you all have, how much, impact you're doing in your communities in the service of humanity. And look within, because you can make a difference now. Now, again, practice those exercises with yourself and with the youth. That's a reminder that God and the universe exist within. That's step 1. Step 2, get with your IT departments, get with your schools, get with your communities, get with the technology internet. Google is amazing. You can find anything, right, on anybody nowadays, right? So you guys can find how to support this project in bulk, okay? You guys can get together with your teachers, and you guys can spend a certain amount of money to, make this happen. If each student gives you $1, like I said before, $1 to $10, it's covering the cost of this research development, okay? That's step 2. Step 3, it's your mindsets. It's the purpose of yourselves, and you knowing your ability can be endless with opportunity. So continue to hold that hope that you can do anything you put your mind to, and you can do anything that you perceive that can be healed, because as we are all adults, we've all done a lot in our lives. We've all made a lot of mistakes. And, like also Dr. Jaladi and other, speakers said before, it's the teachings. It's the teachings that's going to impact for clean and affordable energy. It's the teaching within yourself, because you're also teaching yourself. You're not just impacting someone else. You're teaching yourself every day of your awareness by joining these summits of All Lives Do Exist, by joining the global peace movement of All Lives Do Exist and Women's Lives Do Exist. It shows equality. You're teaching not just students, but yourself, that this hope and this existence of love and light exists. So I thank you all. Please make sure you do the assignments. If you do the assignments, you will see that impact and that change come now, not later, not in 2030, in 2023. Now, we want to work on this now, because that is that voice inside of you of positive light. That's the existence of God. So continue to spread that. Okay, we have another special speaker. It's Dr. Nada Rakovic. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you there, Tianna. So sorry I couldn't be from the beginning, but we will spreading and we are spreading our message to change the world. We were today in discussion with Syed in the Glory Foundation. I'm sure that this amazing people and great speakers already said a lot about this SDG 7, and I listen your message, and I listen your practice, your training for us, and it is really amazing. And when you close your eyes, how you feel, what you see, And thank you for this this great practice, because all of us here live under the stress and need these trainings and need this techniques for relaxing. Clean energy, affordable energy. We know that today, unfortunately, there are many parts of the world, many rural parts without the energy, but also many parts where we have a lot of energy, and how to use it and how to make it possible for everywhere. And for us women, how can we and for what we are using energy? What is a like example in education, how a child can write a homework without without energy, without the machines, and women today, how they work without without their services, and how will we cook our meal. So I'm looking for looking from that side. But if we are looking from innovations, we have a lot of inventions today about making reusing our energy. We have many solar panels, and if we ask someone today how what would he like to have, every child and every older person would like to say, I want to put solar panels on my roof, I want a green roof. So that is amazing for reusing the energy. And we every day turn off our computer, our mobile, or are they on are they on I need a word like for so we have a lot of techniques to earn and save our energy. What about making like example, like our Tianna make a practice before, maybe we can make also like we all of us here sit along in the night. So did we ever think about that? How many energy do we use for that? Maybe sometimes if we think about our health, isn't it healthy to go a little early to the bed, or to sit at the laptop and work hard? So there are many things that many things we need to make a balance in our life, and also in this for the clean energy. And and we like individual need to do what we can do, and for decreasing our economics, also this SDG has a huge impact, because we cannot talk about sustainable cities, sustainable communities, about the decent growth or any other SDG if we don't take care also about this SDG 7. So include all of that in our everyday life, and we need to make what we can make for this SDG. And also we need to, if we are educators, educate our students, or if we are in entrepreneur, educate our workers. And that only actions and making actions will give a good result. Thank you, dear Tianna.
Thank you. And with that action, we can get a result. She is right. You better listen, guys. Okay, so our next guest is Sanjna. Sanjna, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Tianna, and good evening all. It is wonderful to listen to such in-depth, knowledge and description about the energies. Well, I'm an author and I am a psychic medium into tarot reading and energy healing. I am the facilitator at the Race to Zero campaign at the Community Impact Challenge. Now, listening to all of you, I think I'm going to talk on the overview of these, SDG, and what Tianna had, she was just talking about, the connection between each SDG, and also, the power within, the energy. Everything in this universe is energy. If you close your eyes, if you happen to see the universe, right? So that there is an energy. So I think I'll be talking about that, and I hope it makes sense today. So ever since pandemic has hit the world, there has been a collective awakening, where more people have realized the significance of adopting the set sustainable goals. More and more companies are talking to bring changes to help achieve these goals. Today, I call upon all of you and everyone listening today, maybe even after a few days, to come forward and become sustainability leaders, right? Instead of just talking what to do, let us just be an example to everybody. Let's all become the sustainability leaders. So what is the sustainable goals after all, and how being leaders can we bring about this change effectively? Now, according to me, sustainability goals are a product of a massive conferencing exercise, and all the global goals are what humanity want us to be, right? And it sounds good and perfect, but I ask you all, is this plan good enough to achieve the target, which, it's 2030, we reduce the carbon footprint. And then there are other 17 goals, right? From serving the hunger to solving the climate crisis. The history of sustainability traces human-dominated ecological systems from the earliest civilizations to the present. So this sustainability need was categorized by the political, regional, and traditional beliefs for their success in this, in the society, which only resulted in the crisis in all the senses. Now, so achieving these targets can be not just challenging, but seem to be impossible, right? Not really. It is possible to achieve the sustainable development goals together, like Tianna rightly said. And yes, we can, and only if we as individuals take charge of these goals and lead from front, become leaders for sustainability. Our challenge is only unfortunately accelerated because when we read the newspapers, it's disheartening to know how our world is going backwards. Our humanity is shockingly tarnishing itself, leave alone achieving the sustainable goals. We have to understand the fact that it's not about our planet, but for us, our children, that we need to make Earth a better and happy place to live on. Because let me tell you, our planet has the capability to survive for next 7 billion years, but it is us, people, wake up. So we need to we need to care for our next generation. Imagine the horrifying truth of human being going extinct. Scary, isn't it? So today, my only message here is that we as sustainable leaders need to join hands and work together, because we have to lead by example. It is a solo journey. So inspire people, make small changes in your house, family, neighborhood, and slowly spread it into your community. Your contribution matters. Doesn't matter if you have help or not. Doesn't matter if people don't understand your language. Your work will do all the talking. Help others, children, women, talk to them, spread a smile, educate them on hygiene, menstrual cycles, zero wastage. Help them understand how, by going back to our nature, by replacing products like shampoo with hibiscus gel, for instance, and replacing plastic with cloth carry bags or use wood instead. Avoid plastic water bottles and replace them with copper, which is also beneficial for our health. We can make a big difference. People will laugh, people will talk, gossip about you, but who really cares? Do it one day, continue it for 7 days. Slowly, people will observe you and leave behind all the criticism and will try these small, sustainable steps themselves, maybe secretly, but you will inspire them. That's what matters. Go verbal, make reels, employ your ideas through art, maybe a dance or a song. Why not? Get more people's attention. You have the power. We can make the difference. For that, we need to be that change first. Together we can, and we will make this planet yet again a beautiful place to live. Thank you so much for having me today, Tianna, and thank you for listening me. Thank you.
Thank you. And you all should take this idea as well as another assignment. She's right. 7 days of an impact that you can make in your communities. 7 days. That's all it takes for you to be a global leader for SDG. Thank you so much. And now we have another special speaker from the United States. Her name is Solma Mendoza.
Hello, everybody. Hi, my name is Sulema Mendoza. I'm a community health worker for San Antonio on the east side with Metro Health. Our program's called Healthy Neighborhoods. I've been doing this work for about 6 years. And just giving back is pretty much, I've been blessed and passionate about the work that I do. I think it's important to understand that we all have purpose. And so one of the many blessings that I have is being a coach. I'm a basketball coach. I coach youth in the community. I also do writing workshops. I'm a poet, so writing is therapeutic. So I think it's important for our youth and adults and women, I mean, practically anyone, to write down what they're feeling, what they're thinking. I'm a strong believer in positive energy as well. But, the world that surrounds us, the people that surround us have a lot of negativity. And so sometimes that hurts us and makes us feel some type of way. So I believe, writing it down or working it out, that's, those are my two personal passions. You have to find a balance. And so I write my feelings and write down my emotions, and then I work it out through basketball and get out that anger or something that I'm dealing with. So that's something that I pass along to the kids in our community. I personally had a coach and a mentor who kind of took place of a parent figure for me. And so they were very impactful. The teacher, the coach, and the mentor were very supportive. They were the ones who encouraged me about writing, listening to positive music. I was a kid that, experienced a lot of childhood adversities, trauma, just a lot of young experiences at a young age that not many children should ever be exposed to. But I use that to motivate me, to push me, to get me through the day, to encourage others to do the same. Because once again, it doesn't matter where we're from, what our background is, what our history is, what our parents did, what your surroundings are. At the end of the day, you have to be held accountable for your actions. And so those actions matter. And even with our young people, I'm going back to elementary school kids because my son, he graduated from high school. And, now he's a young man. So I went back to elementary age where my daughter, she's 11. And so I wanted to make sure that I'm there to help guide her, help support her. And the biggest thing I teach these young ladies is love each other, support each other, encourage each other, because unfortunately, as women, we're always in competition. We talk about each other. We're negative about each other. That's how gossip starts. Just all this negativity that circles. And unfortunately, that spreads like wildfire. Next thing you know, everybody's mad, everybody's hating, everybody's complaining, and there's always just negativity. And so I try to reverse that and change it to something positive. And, like our parents used to say, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. So I try to get them to be mindful of the things that they say. I tell them to think before they speak, think before they act. Like I said, because there's consequences. And I do tell them that words hurt. We have to be mindful of the things that come out of our mouth and what we say. And we have to make sure that, we have good intentions. So these young folks, I'm trying to give them those life skills, because I wish we knew that or learned that when we were young, that the tongue is wicked and ugly things and hurtful things come out of it. Even if we don't have, bad intentions, sometimes our mind says one thing and then our mouth says another thing. So we just have to be mindful of those actions that we take. Another thing is just working with youth in the community. Unfortunately, there's not too many coaches or mentors. I took on this role. I'm going on 20 years. I've been coaching Parks and Rec, YMCA, Pizza Hut Spurs League, anything that has to do with basketball, I try to be a part of because as a kid, that's what got me through my hardships and my hard times. And so I see these kids just like me, just, struggling or don't have family support. No one's encouraging them. If anything, I'm trying to keep these kids out of trouble, off the streets, out of gangs, making sure these young girls don't get pregnant at an early age. So having these conversations with our youth is very important. These kids are smart and now they have access to technology. So they know what's going on in the real world. And it's our fault that if we don't present to them, why these actions are taken, they have to understand that we are adults and they are children. So sometimes these kids are, running their parents' households. They're influencers. Now you got young folks that are influencers. And so I'm trying to tell these young people that makes you a leader. If you have people following you, then that means they're watching what you do. They see what you say, and you're leading them by example. So, we want to make sure that we're mindful of what we do in front of others, and if we see bullying, I talk about bullying all the time, bullying, cyberbullying, I don't have those kind of groups and kids in my group, but I do make them understand that it's okay to be upset with somebody and then you want to hurt somebody, but it's not the best intentions. So why don't you find a way to process it? Because on all honesty, we're all healing. We're all healing from trauma and pain and relationships and life itself. And so sometimes we have a tendency of taking it out on others because it's natural and it just happens. But once again, we have to be mindful of what we do. Another thing is just teaching our kids life skills, cooking, sewing, how to budget, how to save money. I've had to raise myself since I was very young. I took care of my sister when we were very little. I think I was by myself at 7 years old, taking care of a 5-year-old. And I had to grow up. I became the mom in the house. I became the wife in the house. By the time I was 17, after I graduated, I've been on my own and just experiencing life as a parent, as an adult, as a woman. And so no one tells you what to do or what to expect. So we got to do a better job of preparing our young folks, especially that population between 16 to 24. That's when they're vulnerable. That's when they're gullible. That's when they're naive. You got folks that graduate from high school, but nobody follows up with them to see if they went to college or if they found their career or are they happy where they're at. We don't want our kids just going to go work just to work at a fast food restaurant. We want them to have goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, have a plan, and just be mindful of that. You can do better. Anybody can do better. I myself went back to college at 35 years old. And, we are our worst enemy, right? We're the ones that have doubts and we're like, no, what am I doing? I shouldn't be here. I'm too old. And then, I had folks tell me, hey, Sue, because I play basketball. So they're like, hey, you should try out for the team. Once again, I'm 35 years old. I'm not expected to be on the team. Well, at 35, I made the starting 5. I made the team. And here I am balling with these 18 and 19-year-olds. So once again, anything is possible. You just got to put your mind to it and believe. If you believe in yourself, can't nobody tell you otherwise. We are our greatest fan. You got to love yourself. You got to support yourself. You got to want to do better. And when you believe it, then you're unstoppable. And so once again, it goes back to that positivity, that good energy. And so I've been very blessed to work in my community, serve the kids in my community, provide these life skills, like I call it basketball on and off the court, it's life skills, so everything that applies to sports applies to the real world, because just like in sports, you're not always going to be like the person that's on your team. You're going to have disagreements. but you have to find a way to communicate, and you have to find a way to play as a team, and it's called sportsmanship and team building. And those are the things that apply to the real world, because once again, you're going to meet coworkers that you don't agree with, or that you don't like, or you have a difference, but maybe you haven't had a conversation. You got to meet them one-on-one and understand where they come from. And then you can realize why they are the way that they are and why they do what they do. And then you gain a better understanding of that person's intent, what they're trying to do with themselves. And then you'll realize, hey, you know what? I want to help you. Let me help you there's women, there's so many women and mothers out here that are so resilient, so strong, so independent, but we are also weak. We are also fragile. So we need that encouragement. We need that positivity. We need someone to say, hey, good job. Hey, let me pat you on the back. I see what you're doing. Keep doing it. Don't give up. So as women, we've got to love each other, support each other, encourage each other, and grow and build from that. Because as far as I'm concerned, I believe women take up the majority of the population. So it's only a matter of time before we run the world and become presidents and get it done right, So we got to be on the same page. If we're not, then we crumble and we fall, and we can't allow that. Because as far as I'm concerned, as a mother, I do it all. I do the cooking, the cleaning, taking care of the children, working in my community, coaching. And that is awesome just by itself. So God made strong women to handle the load. We are blessed to have so much, to give birth to children, to raise children. It takes a village. And all of us have a role we play in that, So I take it to heart when I see a kid who needs tennis shoes, or I see a kid who's hungry, or I see a kid who needs help with schoolwork. Like, somebody has to step up. And if we don't, we fail our children, and then they lose sight of their future. And we can't afford to do that. Like I said, I have a relationship with God. So I believe he gives me the power to just share blessings and pass on good energy and just love everybody. Because at the end of the day, you feel much better. When you give, it's a reward, and you don't necessarily have to ask for anything back. It just comes back full forward. You know what I'm saying? So you give and you do well and you do good and you have good intentions. God will reward you. You will live a blessed life. And I have had that opportunity and continue to do that. And so I'm just happy that the city recognized that. I've been with the city for going on 6 years. I also work for Central Med, discussing health insurance, and then I coach on the side. So we are talented women. We multitask. So there's nothing that we can't do. We got women who have 6 kids and are still going to college to get their bachelor's degree. You got women that work 2 or 3 jobs. You got women that are supporting their kids' sports, and mom has a van and she's got to go to 6 different schools and support her 6 kids in different activities. And so we're amazing, but nobody tells us that. Nobody says, man, you are an inspiration. You're a motivational, so we have to continue to pass on that good energy and support each other. And same thing with our seniors. We got to look out for our seniors. It's unfortunate that we had a cold frost in San Antonio, I want to say a couple years ago, and we weren't prepared. And the ones that were impacted by it were seniors. And first thing that came to my mind was, why are we not opening community centers and let the centers have water and food and necessities that these seniors would, or even a place to stay? We have the gyms, so things like that. We have to step up in our council districts. We are a voice. We advocate for those that cannot speak. So we have power. There's power in our words, but we have to use it the right way. We have to be positive about it. We have to be intentional about it. Change policies. There's just so many actions that we can take. Just even, taking care of kids in the neighborhood. That's a blessing, because someone's looking out for somebody else's baby. Just being there for them. Some have a single parent household, some have grandparents raising kiddos. They need help, they need support. If I can, I'll go pick up the kids. If I can, I'll drop off the kids. If I can, I'll feed the kids, but once again, it takes a village. We all have to play our role. It's not just our children that we have to take care of, it's everyone else's children, and it's same thing goes for our seniors. We have to take care of our seniors. These folks have so much experience. They've given so much. They've learned so much. They have achieved so much. And then when they get to a certain age, we forget about them. That's the last thing we should be doing. You know, we should be highlighting them, praising them, throwing parties for them, you know, because they made real change. They had real sacrifices. And so we should be learning from them. And that's what I'm trying to do now also, is connect our youth with our seniors, you know, just bridging those gaps. Another great thing is networking. If you don't go to like health fairs or resource fairs, I suggest you do. It's the best way to see what programs are out there, what organizations are out there, how they serve your population. You know, just networking has been very successful for me. That's just how I get to know people. People know me. They know by the work that I've done. They'll refer someone. They'll say, oh, you know, if you're looking for East Side resources or you want to do an event on the East Side, get with Miss Sue, get with Coach Sue. She'll show you the way. She knows the people. And that pleases me, because that means my work speaks for itself. And I'm very strong about what I do. You know, I don't do anything half-assed. I commit, I give 100%. That's another thing called work ethic. I try to teach our young folks too, you know, like my daughter, she's 11, and you tell your kid to clean a room and they're still missing, you know, missing clothes on the hamper, or they're not putting all the shoes on the shoe rack. We have to teach them, and we have to redirect them, and we have to keep continuously telling them that, look, all your shoes need to be put up on the shoe rack. No clothes should be on the floor. You want to have your room clean. And that's one thing to remember. If you have a clean room, a clean home, a clean car, you feel so much better. I promise you. I myself have a tendency of having a lot of clutter sometimes, because I'm always on the go. But then on the weekends, I make it my mission to work on it. So it's kind of like a project. Oh, let me clean out my room. Let me clean out the garage. Let me work on the living room. You don't have to do it all at once. We're working women, you know. We have to have our priorities, and cleaning is usually sometimes left in the back burner. So I would tell you, I have to catch myself on the weekends and be like, oh no, this house looks like a tornado hit it. All right. And if I got kids in my neighborhood that are staying with me, guess what? I put them babies to work. Hey, y'all gonna help me? Somebody vacuum, somebody sweep, even outside, pick up the trash. You know, we're teaching these kids responsibilities and accountabilities. I myself grew up homeless as a child. You know, I was raised by a single parent. My dad did the best that he could. But he was a stubborn, prideful man, as you know, most Mexican men are. They don't ask for help. So he chose to take it on himself, and he ended up making it tough for me and my sister. But in reality, it prepared us for the real world, you know? So that's the thing I try to teach our kids, is the things that we show you, the things that we teach you, you may not understand it now, but when you get older, and when you graduate from high school and you go to college, then you'll understand, you know? Safety is another big thing. I'm a big advocate for, like I said, I was homeless. I lived in a group home. I ended up living in foster care for 6 months. So I've had all levels of experience of just, you know, life itself. You know, nothing's perfect, nothing's fair, you know, so you just have to get through it. That's what makes us resilient. And so I try to tell our kids that, you know, when I want you safe, it's not just to dictate and rule everything you do. It's to support you and to protect you. That's our job. As parents, as adults, as coaches, as mentors and teachers, we are to protect these children. So if we don't have these conversations, then these kids run amok. They're running the streets. There's no guidance. They're doing whatever they want. And so I personally can't just stand and watch. If I don't even know the kid, I'll go introduce myself, and then I'll be like, hey, you know, what you doing? You know, what are your plans for the summer? Do you like playing basketball? Finding out what their interests are. You know, oh yeah, miss, I like art, you know, I like to draw. Well, cool, you know, I might have a project you might be willing to try or be interested in. Okay, miss. So they're looking for opportunities, they're looking for guidance, you know. So we got the connections, and we got to make those connections for our kids. I got moms that are looking for work, moms trying to start their own business, moms trying to juggle it all, and you know, they're at their last end, you know, they need that bit of hope. Hope is important, guys. Hope is what keeps us alive. Hope is what gets us moving forward. Hope is just, it's there, but we don't depend on it. We don't use it, and we have to, because God gave us hope. At the end of the storm, at the end of the trauma, at the end of the pain, there's still hope. And that means that we can come out of it. That's what makes us resilient. That's what makes us strong, independent women. And so we got to step it up, ladies. We got to step it up. We got to do our part. And just love what you do, love what you do for people, and I guarantee you will feel the blessings. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank you for speaking on behalf of the United States. We need more people like you in the United States speaking up, because a lot of people have to see the value in their purpose. And as you all could hear her speak with passion, she came to deliver her purpose, and her purpose is to help children in any way, shape, form that she can. So again, clean energy has to do, like she said, with cleaning your environment, keeping your mindset positive, and going to the next stance in your life. So thank you so much. That was amazing. Now our next special guest is Sahid Khan. Welcome.
And thank you, Tianna. Just have been listening, so powerful, inspirational space. And I think that sometimes when I just hear from someone such an inspirational space, and I get empowered, absolutely, because you know that we all learning from each other. So this is a great, because sharing is caring. And you can really share and just your ideas, your experience to others, and other can share, and you can learn from others. Every time it's a continuous process. So we are really on the process. And you know that we have been discussing about the SDG goal, and 2 days ago, I decided to teach our children about the SDG goals. You know that we are working with children, so they got really interested to know about the goals the SDG has fixed. So this absolutely important. Why I'm saying like this? Because you know that children are the future leaders. If you teach them about the goals that they need to do, and they put the contributions for the world, they'll be more conscious, and they'll be like, they just have the voice they want to raise. And you know that in Bangladesh, climate is one of the greatest problems. Climate is changing day by day. So what's the cause of really changing the climate? And it's getting hot and just unbearable. But children wants to learn from us what's happening right now. If you just teach them what is the cause of changing the climate, as probably they will be more aware, and they understand the benefits of planting trees, and they are planting. Without us, they are planting trees in their areas, and I am inspiring their activities, and they tell me, and even I don't know about these things, that how importance of planting trees and protecting our nations, something they share that we don't know. So that's mean that we can just learn from even children. And so it's really obvious. So that's why we need to educate children about the SDG goals and about the climate, that what's happening in the world, and that's how they can not do something they usually do it. So that's what I'm really putting contributions, just making them just learned about something. And so today is absolutely important, because as a youth, I can say that the topic that we have been discussing is absolutely important. We just want to know from you. So it's really inspirational from here, from some of the experts, and they just encouraging peoples, and just we are learning. So thank you, Tianna, and for arranging such an events. We are looking forward to having more to learn, just lots of things that we are eager to learn. Thank you, Tianna.
Thank you. And also thank you for making me a project director of your organization. And again, everybody, if you don't know what this organization is, we support 600 children in India. And as a project director, my job is to give new information and new technology and ways of innovation to help these children with their mindsets and their emotions, and doing that with sustainable development projects such as this is day 7 and we're working on energy. We want to work on their mindset and their emotions of energy, but we want to give them assignments to work on solar panel energy. And like I said, it's affordable with a little tiny, you can start with a tiny box, and literally in a group effort, we can find a sustainable development way of getting this technology off the internet, because Amazon and Google, we can pretty much buy things in bulk, get these things sent to India, get these things sent to, you know, Indonesia, Asia, Croatia, Romania, you know, Italy, all of these countries that have been on this platform of All Lives Do Exist. We are here developing sustainable development. We're giving the information. My job is to give you information and show you a different way of thinking, that anything is possible using your mind and using your heart. And I like that speaker from the United States, because she's also giving the students ways of having hobbies, ways of using sports and using clean methods, because children need to be taught with the youth. And I think, Sahid, you really enjoyed the United States speaker because she was giving you more information that is going to develop the children's mindset, because we do need that information spread even with energy. Yes, there's people and speakers and researchers and scientists, doctors and people all over the world, you know, advocates coming here, government officials, people coming here to speak on affordable energy. But we're not just talking about one type of energy. Again, we're talking about multiple forms of energy, with the mind, with anatomy, with the earth, with the animals, with evolution. And we're getting all this information down packed for people to be accountable for their actions. And yes, one by one, it does make an impact. So thank you, Sahid. Thank you so much. And now we have another special guest. Our amazing special guest here is Dr. KJ Varghese, and we've been so looking forward to you. Thank you so much. And you are muted.
Yeah, I've unmuted. Thank you very much for this wonderful opportunity, especially to interact with experts, especially you, Tianna, who did inspire us with your wonderful talk, a lengthy one. So here we are on goal number 7, affordable and clean energy. And the mission statement says that to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. So especially in the modern world, where we depend mainly on non-renewable energies and fossil fuels, there has been a big shift towards renewable energies, solar energy, hydro energy, then wind energy, etc. So I'd like to speak on one of the examples. See, I live in the southernmost state of India, Kerala, often said to be God's own country. We have a lot of hydroelectric projects. The main source of Kerala state's energy is hydroelectric projects. And being an associate professor, today in my class at the degree level, we were discussing, in fact, a speech delivered by Chief Seattle, a Native American, some 200 years back. Okay, and it has different versions. And this particular version says he's urging the other people, especially the whites. And in fact, after maybe 200 years, it's we, everyone, to look at nature in a different way. For them, it's Mother Earth. Okay, and he's telling us how we should, in fact, take the earth and all its beings, both flora and fauna. And it also speaks about the interdependence of human beings, though we claim to be the crown of creation. And one sentence which attracted me most is, see, we are not weaving the web of life. As human beings, we are not weaving the web of life. Instead, we are just one strand in the web of life. And there is a lot of interdependence for us to survive. So if you give such messages to our children, especially the adults, the university students, to a certain extent, it can influence their minds, and they will slowly shift to these renewable sources of energy. And I'm happy to tell you that our college, it's one of the leading colleges in India, Christ College, is fully sufficient with solar panels. And we produce our own electricity and even contribute to others, to the nearby public. So this way, we are also setting an example to our students how they should depend on renewable energies, solar panels, and hydroelectric power projects, and make energy clean. So the word clean energy also, to a certain extent, attracts everyone's attention. And I think UN, the United Nations organization, have deliberately used the term clean energy. So without pollution. You know, I've read somewhere that the greatest threat maybe of humankind is humans themselves, the population explosion and the pollution. So to a certain extent, this can be done, or this can be avoided through this clean energy. And it has to be affordable too for everyone. So as we have said, small contributions will help us, and let's do it in our own way. Each one, I think we have, as you said, we have professors here, scientists here, doctors here, and people from all walks of life. If everyone is first of all aware the need for this renewable, clean, and affordable, sustainable energy, and if we can spread the message to each and everyone in their own way, in their works of life, I think we can do it together. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And you are correct. Our next special guest has a video, Job Okello from Africa.
It was the visionary Barack Obama who wisely said, the nation that leads the clean energy economy will be the nation that leads the global economy. The whole world must pay utmost attention to this statement. Energy access is among the most critical necessities in the modern world to boost income, increase employment, and combat climate change, among other things. Modern forms of energy improve many areas of daily life. Better sanitation systems, well-functioning healthcare and education services, and dependable transportation and telecommunications all depend on reliable energy. Continuous power can support larger appliances, keep food cold, and allow businesses to flourish. Global access to dependable, affordable, and plentiful energy is unfortunately still not granted equally. In emerging economies, increasing the pace of electrification is particularly important. Sustainable Development Goal number 7 aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all by 2030. Whereas the goal sounds nice to every ear, everywhere, every time, the state of energy in the world is alarming, worrying, and saddening. According to the tracking Sustainable Development Goal number 7, the Energy Progress Report 2022 released by the UN, the World Bank, the World Health Organization, and other agencies, globally, 733 million people still have no access to electricity, and over 2.4 billion people still cook using fuels detrimental to their health and the environment. At the current rate of progress, 670 million people will remain without electricity by 2030, the vast majority of whom will be in sub-Saharan Africa, which is about 555 million. Oh, Africa. According to the September 2021 World Health Organization's fact sheet on household air pollution and health, each year, close to 4 million people die prematurely from illnesses attributable to household air pollution from inefficient cooking practices using polluting stoves paired with solid fuels and kerosene. This is crazy. The UN says energy is the dominant contributor to climate change, accounting for around 60% of total global greenhouse gas emissions. If the statistics do not touch you, then I wonder what will ever touch you about energy. How many more people must die due to illnesses attributed to household pollution for us to take serious action to prevent such death? When shall we seriously empower our people so that they can afford clean energy? For how long shall we breed corruption instead of seriously fighting it, especially in Africa, so that we can ensure proper service delivery to the masses? Are we really doing enough to provide access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services to everyone, everywhere, every time? Are we really doing enough to increase significantly the share of renewable energy in the global energy mix? Are we really doing enough to increase the rate of improvement in energy efficiency? Are we really doing enough to conserve but not waste energy? Are we really cooperating at the local, national, and international levels as we should to provide access to clean energy to everyone, everywhere, every time? Are we really doing enough to facilitate energy research and technology? Are we really doing enough to improve energy efficiency, especially in sub-Saharan Africa? Are we really doing enough to provide cleaner fossil fuel technology? Are we really doing enough to promote investment in energy infrastructure and clean energy technology? Are we really doing enough to promote the use of renewable energy? Are we really doing enough to educate the masses on energy? Are we really doing enough to expand infrastructure and improve technology for supplying modern and sustainable energy services in our respective countries, especially in Africa and the Caribbean islands? Companies are key in promoting the transition to sustainable energy systems. They seriously boost the transition to sustainable energy systems by making investment in renewable energy technology, research and development, optimizing energy efficiency, and incorporating clean energy into their operations. They can go beyond their operational boundaries by investing in clean energy sources for their internal communities, ensuring that their workforce and consumers are granted access to renewable energy, and even supplying renewable technologies to developing countries. As energy efficiency is linked to business cost, companies should make ensuring energy efficiency a top priority. Therefore, companies must accelerate the transition to 100% renewable energy and cultivate long-term renewable strategies to advance renewable energy technology and lower cost. Companies should investigate the most cost-effective and environmentally friendly energy sources for their specific geographic locations. They should commit to sourcing all of their energy from clean sources. Where possible, they should reduce net energy demand by promoting remote work and encouraging telecommuting days. Companies should also increase their investment in renewable energy research and development. To promote a decrease in fossil fuel demand and emissions, companies can, where possible, prioritize parking spaces for electric vehicles. Companies should always carry out impact assessments of their energy use and assess their energy efficiency and the use of renewable and non-renewable energy resources. They should also undertake critical actions to reduce negative ecological and social impacts to benefit the environment and their communities. Students can contribute to Sustainable Development Goal number 7 by changing their energy consumption and by advocating for affordable, reliable, and clean energy for all. Schools can empower their students to contribute to Sustainable Development Goal number 7 by teaching them to think systematically and to craft beautiful pictures of the future in which they see the ecological, social, and economic impact of their individual short-term decisions related to energy consumptions on a global scale and in the long run. Students should know that they have the power to be agents of positive change for a better world. They can be sustainability leaders who can influence the local policies and decision makers by advocating for change in their communities. When it comes to energy production, they can promote renewable energy production by taking part in local initiatives that promote renewable energy or influence their families and friends to install renewable energy resources at home, like solar panels, mini windmills, geothermal sources, among others. They can also encourage people to opt for a 100% renewable electricity supplier. As the former US Secretary of Energy, Stephen Chu, once said, the Stone Age did not end because we ran out of stones. We transitioned to better solutions. The same opportunity lies before us with energy efficiency and clean energy. Wow, I love this statement. Shall we fully tap into the opportunity? Are we really committed to tapping into the opportunity? Is our will to tap into the opportunity strong enough? As long as we have the will to do something, we will surely find ways of doing it. But if we lack the will, then we will find excuses for not doing it. Why are we more comfortable with finding excuses instead of ways of doing something? Why do we use excuses to conceal our irresponsibility? What do we gain by giving excuses? What do we lose by finding ways of doing something? The former US Secretary of State Hillary Clinton rightly said, we can have enough clean energy to power every home. Yes, we can. Yes, we should. Yes, we must. But shall we? If yes, then when? We must all act now to secure the future. We must do something now to save the future. We must all contribute in our respective capacities for the future we desire, demand, and deserve. Everyone can do something. Every right step counts. Every step taken in the right direction gets us closer to our intended destination. Without clean energy, we will never have a clean future. Without clean energy, we will never have a sustainable future. Without clean energy, we will never achieve sustainable development. Renewable energy is our destiny. Renewable is the future. Green is the future. Clean is the future. Solar power, a brilliant option. Wind power, a priceless asset. Turbine is electrifying. More sustainable energy sources, more sustainable life for the planet. Save energy, save lives. Save energy, save money. Save energy today, save tomorrow. Clean energy, clean future. Clean energy, clean world. Clean energy, clean health. Clean energy, clean wealth. Clean energy, clean life. The less you burn, the more you earn. Fuel that burns never returns. Burn calories, not fossil fuels. Spare the polar, go sunlight best. A drop of oil burnt is a bucket of glaciers melted. Solar energy is today's asset for a more splendid tomorrow. Today's wasted is tomorrow's shortage. When you pick wind, everybody wins. Conserve energy today, conserve tomorrow. Choose smart energy, choose a smart future. Go renewable, go recoverable. Don't add fuel to the fire of global warming. Think renewable, think green, think clean energy, think water, think wind, think sun, think of the future. Amen.
Wow. Now that was inspirational. Think, mindset, we can make change. Thank you so much, Job Okello. Thank you so much, Job Okello. You were amazing, always. And together we can all make a better world. All lives do exist, and women's lives do exist. And we exist with equality and faith and hope that exists within us. Never give up your power of faith and hope, because that exists within the living. Thank you, guys. And we'll be back tomorrow with another SDG.
Thank you.